My project, it's called Trade After School. It was about offering high school students like exposure to different careers and like the trades and vocations. And the idea was for like local professionals and business leaders here in Jacksonville to come to the school and kind of talk about their careers to students and like show them like, you know, different careers that don't require college but are just as lucrative as college required careers.
So we came across this opportunity working with 90 Forward. Had a classmate, Regina Newkirk-Rucci, out of our Leadership Jacksonville class, kind of brought this opportunity to our attention. She reached out and said, hey, we've got this young lady who's working on a project in conjunction with 90 Forward, and I think you want to meet her. She's got some really great ideas. And so that's really kind of how it started. And from the moment that we met Eliana, both Deidre, you know, on the belonging side and myself on the experience side, it was a slam dunk for us. I mean, the energy that she brought, the idea was just so fresh. For us, Community First being, you know, a best place to work, it's like, how do you create these environments where people want to thrive? And she had such a great take on creating opportunities for these kids who did not want to go to college or wanted to pursue a different angle coming out of school and get exposed to, you know, some more of what the community had to offer. So just meeting with her from that first meeting, I tell you, right out of the gate, just her energy and her professionalism and just everything about her was just so well put together and well thought out, and her energy was infectious. And so I was hooked from the first time we talked to her.
We took leaders from the credit union to Ribault High School to meet with the students, and they came from various departments. So we had someone from HR come in, and the students wanted to know how much money could they make working at the credit union. That was their very first question. We brought them into the credit union at the downtown branch. They met with a couple of our MSRs who talked to them about what does it mean to do customer service or member service there in our credit union. We gave them a tour of the branch, and then so they got to go into the vault, they got to go behind the counter, they got to see what was happening at the drive-through. From there, we took them over to the credit union, which is where we did our speed dating interview, if you will. And there they met some of our leaders. They got to talk to our Chief Financial Officer, Kim Gamez, and they also got to talk to Tim, was our Chief Information Officer. And they asked him about what could they do to get internships in our technology department, right? What can they do for information services?
When you think about the traditional, like I can air quotes traditional, right, paths that are kind of laid in front of a lot of these kids at this age, it only fits a certain mold, right? You got to go to school, you've got to do this, you've got to be trained in this before an opportunity is provided. What I liked about the program was that, no, what if we brought some of that education on the front end, offer that exposure early on, so that so they know what they're getting into and they can make a choice versus feeling kind of pigeonholed into something, you know, more direct. And so for us, it was great. Well, let's look at these roles and what is it about these roles that could take these kids' existing talent, marry that with some of the education that we were able to provide, and really create something unique where they could feel even day one coming in, I fit in here. And so that spirit of belonging, I think, was a piece of it for me that really resonated. While I was talking with Deidre about this too on our team, like what was really exciting was, wow, we can empower these kids to make a choice. And so a lot of our roles, people say entry-level positions, and there's no such thing for us. And it's about entry-level opportunity. Like what is how wide is that door open? How wide is that doorway for me to walk through? And that's, I think, was exciting. It let us reframe the roles that we would typically think as, you know, beginning career roles. We got rid of the ladder altogether and said, how big can we make this opportunity? And that, you know, when they came in day one learning about the broad breadth and scope of what our loss prevention team deals with. And so I think that expanded our thinking about these roles too, and, you know, even around the office. What do you call entry-level position, which really is, you know, it's an entry-level opportunity. And when you start adding opportunity, man, it got a lot bigger for us and more exciting, I would say, as well.
I think the biggest reason for me, it was really around belonging, right? In my role as inclusion and development, what does that really mean? It means how can I be more inclusive of the partners that are around us, the community that we are in, and then how do I help do two things? Bring in these fresh ideas that haven't figured out where they're going to land and plant some seeds, and then how do I develop our organization into one that is really about supporting these seeds, growing these seeds that these kids are bringing into the mix. And I think we created that.
You know, you think about this future generations and all the dialogue and rhetoric around, you know, Gen Z, Gen X, and Alpha, and all the noise that's out there. I mean, but, you know, it was so impactful for me to put a human face on this. These are not the kids you read about. I mean, like, it just so all the rhetoric is just out the window. You know, these are real people. These are the Elianas. These are the Daryls. These are the Jamies. These are all these real kids that are doing some real things. And the hunger for knowledge, you know, I think was really impactful for me. What they wanted to know, and just the entrepreneurial spirit of the whole thing. I mean, Eliana was just out of this world with this. But even the classes that we talked to, that same spirit was burning with these young people. I mean, it gave me hope for the future. I mean, I hope that they all go on and achieve half the things they stated that they want to do with their lives. Because if they can do that, man, Jacksonville's going to be a great place.